This is Dave from the Redneck Garage. Well, no framework today. We're going to continue on doing some body work on the rear of the Jeep TJ. I'm working on putting new cab corners on and the rear crossmember support because that's really the worst part of the truck. Once I get that done, then my body work is greatly reduced. I got a bunch of stuff in today, and here's what my front porch looks like. Alright, so here's my front porch today. Got a bunch of crap in. Got Eastwood, I don't even know. I'm going to have to start opening boxes to figure out what it is. I think I got some patch repair panels. I have no idea what the rest of this stuff is. I think one's a vent line for the gas tank. These two end panels here, right, and they're formed at the top. Looks pretty cool. So I like the rocker panels. They look good. They're preformed. I'm going to have to take a look at them and see how they're going to fit up on the truck. But most of it was in that corner, you know, where it was rusted out, right in this section. So that's really super cool. And then the floor pan, I can piece that in if I need to, or just use the whole thing. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that also. But super cool. And all those parts, all that sheet metal with shipping was $100. So compare that to the two end panels that I bought for $120. It's a good deal. Now, obviously, this is just, it's a little bit rougher, and you got to do a little more fab work on it. So, that's all I'm saying with those, little fab work. From Eastwood, I got some, because I'm going to do a lot of welding, I got some self-etching weld-through gray primer for the edges. That's awesome. And one more can of the internal frame coating, because I'm going to be using a bunch of that, trying to save this frame. I got some gas tank straps in, where the other ones were just toast. I've got new bushings for the sway bar here, and also the arm bushings here. I'm not going to put like adjustable bushings on it. I'm going to replace them with these new urethane bushings on the arms and just repaint them and clean them. And even that, these were $170 for two sets for do the front and the rear, and that does all your bushings to get that all tightened up on the suspension. Got a gas cap cover. This was like $12, so I was like, whatever, I'll get one. And then I couldn't find my seaming plier, so I got a Eastwood seaming plier, and I ordered some extra sheet metal. So awesome. I just keep spending money. So let's take a look at the back of the Jeep before we're working. Holy crap, I made a lot of progress, huh? This is the old cab corner. Right there, what's left of it. I'd cut the middle out to get better access to the back side. And this is our that's the new cab corner. I'm going to start working on the left side over here, cutting this out and doing the same thing basically we did on that side. And if you actually look in the factory service manual, it's got the points of where the welds are, and they're pretty close to where that said it would be for the most part. You're going to need a few tools to get this stuff cut off. A good grinder, a drill. I tell you that a air chisel is invaluable in trying to knock some of that metal back. Use one of these, and this was cheap. It's like $13 at Harbor Freight. Junk. And one of the main things you need is a spot weld drill bit. And that's one right there. And these are about $30. You can get them a lot cheaper on eBay. But you're going to drill out. To use this old one as an example, you can see where I saw where the spot welds were, right? And I drilled out. I drilled a small little pilot hole in there, which kind of keeps that spot weld drill from moving around, and then just kind of grind down until you feel like you're about through the metal, right? I'll go ahead and mark them. These were kind of hard on top to see. You can see that I got a hole up the top, and I was looking on the back side, and then I was like, oh, it's a little bit lower, because that's where the old hinge was. You can see there's not a lot of damage to it where it came across. It's not all warped up. There's glue on this edge, which I just took an air chisel and just kind of pushed, and then the whole thing came off. And then ground it flush, so that looks excellent as far as the rear corner goes. I'm going to start working on the left side over here. Basically, wherever you've got a spot weld, I like to drill a little pilot hole. Then I'll take my spot weld cutter, and you can kind of see it's a little, really, all it is a miniature little hole saw. And you can flip it around and use both sides to cut. But we're going to cut out this spot weld right here. And that's really about it. Once you start prying on it, that metal's going to come loose. You can see on the old cab corner where the holes were, that's where that was drilled in. And then you just take a grinder and smooth it down on the inside. You can kind of see where on this one, where I've ground it down, where the spot welds were, and now that they're flush. Alright, so here's my game plan after I get this all cleaned up. You can see on this one quarter panel here that it was just spot welded in about 8 places. This is really difficult to get into. From the factory they said take off the whole side, weld it on, and then install it all as one piece. I'm not going to do that. What we're going to do is on this, what I'm going to do on this cab corner is I'm going to punch my holes in here, and I'm going to rivet it, probably 6 or 8 rivets up and down, and I'll leave a couple holes and we'll weld a few, but this will be riveted on rather than primarily tack welded, and that way I can reach up in there and do that a lot easier than I could trying to weld up inside there. I'll throw a couple in, but that's about it. Okay, so it's beer time. Michelob Ultra for the fat man and all of us. Anyway, I was really happy with the progress on the back of the Jeep today. I think it's going to turn out real well. The panels that I bought and the replacement part is going to fit in there well. Weld those up and we're going to be done. I'm also happy with the alternative way of putting those rear cab corners on, the existing sheet metal, without having to try to get up there and weld and worry about that. Those rivets are going to just work out great, I believe. So it's supposed to rain for the next few days. Our progress is going to be hindered a little bit. May do some videos inside the garage on doing some catch-up work. But other than that, man, I'm going to enjoy my beer. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.